2. Molecules. You look at the floor and see the floor. I look at the floor and see molecules. Dan Aykroyd.
Molecules. Anytime two atoms join together, they make a molecule. It could be two or more atoms. It doesn't just have to be two atoms. All the stuff around you is made up of molecules. This includes you. You are actually made up of trillions and trillions of different types of molecules. When atoms of different types of elements join together, they make molecules called compounds. Water consists of compound molecules made up of 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom. This is why it's called H2O. Water will always have 2 times the number of hydrogen atoms as oxygen atoms. And you can see the illustration shows a water molecule showing 1 oxygen atom and 2 hydrogen atoms. It's drawn like this because oxygen is actually a bigger atom than the hydrogen atom.
Molecular formula. There are only just over 100 types of atoms, but there are millions and millions of different types of substances out there. This is because they're all made up of different types of molecules. Molecules are not only made up of different types of atoms, but also different ratios. Like in the water example before, a water molecule has 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom. This is written H2O. Other examples are carbon dioxide, CO2, ammonia, NH3, and sugar or glucose, C6, H12, O6. Some formulas can get quite long and complex. Let's look at the molecule for sugar. C6, 6 carbon atoms, H12, 12 hydrogen atoms, O6, 6 oxygen atoms. It takes these specific atoms and these specific numbers to make up a sugar molecule.
Molecular bonds. Molecules and compounds are held together by forces called chemical bonds. There are 2 main types of bonds that hold most compounds together: covalent bonds and ionic bonds. Some compounds can have both types of bonds. Both main types of bonds involve electrons. Electrons orbit atoms in shells. These shells want to be full of electrons. When they aren't full, they will try to bond with other atoms to get the right amount of electrons to fill their shells. To talk a little bit about what we mean when we're talking about electrons and shells, the center of the atom is called the nucleus, and then outside the nucleus are shells or levels of electrons. The first shell can hold up to 2 electrons. When it gets to 2 electrons, that shell is full. Now the first shell must be filled before electrons can be in the second shell. The second shell can hold 8 electrons. And the second shell must be full before electrons can be in the third shell. The third shell can hold 18 electrons.
Molecular bonds. Covalent bonds. Covalent bonds share electrons between atoms. This happens when it works out for atoms to share their electrons in order to fill their outer shells. Ionic bonds form when one electron is donated to another. This happens when one atom gives up an electron to another in order to form a balance, and therefore a molecule or compound.
Watch this video clip.
Take a moment to watch this video.
Now watch this video clip.
Take a moment to watch this video.